Electric cars have a reputation for catching on fire. And when they do, it's nearly impossible to put them out, and they can reignite days after being extinguished. But what is it that makes EV fires worse than regular car fires? Why are they going up in flames by themselves? And most importantly, how the heck do firefighters put these raging, toxic infernos out? Well, today, we're gonna find out.
Hold on a second. It's almost the holiday season, and if you've got a business, big or small, then get prepared for that holiday shopping rush with today's sponsor, ShipStation. ShipStation saves you time, money, and stress by allowing you to manage every order from just one simple dashboard. ShipStation lets you automate shipping and easily compare delivery rates to optimize every shipment. Over 130,000 companies have grown their business with ShipStation, and 98% of those companies continue using it today. See, ShipStation is the gift for your business that keeps on giving. Unlike these socks I got from last year's Secret Santa party.
Hey, you said you liked those.
I do, I swear. Get your business prepared for the holiday shopping rush by going to shipstation.com/donut and signing up for a free 60-day trial. That's right, 2 months absolutely free. Just click the link below. Now, where are the wheels?
Right where you left them, Nolan, in the engine bay.
Let's take a look at why these fires are a big deal. When EVs catch on fire, they burn 3 times hotter than a typical car fire. Jets of flames get shot out from all sides and toxic gases are emitted. And I mean mega toxic. And it is all because of this. Most EVs on the road today use a lithium-ion battery pack, from the Hummer EV all the way down to the Nissan Leaf. Each EV battery pack is composed of hundreds or even thousands of these lithium-ion cells. Now this one, it's called an 18650 lithium-ion cell. And as you can see, it doesn't look much different than a standard AA battery. But what's inside is very different. So how about we cut one of these open and see how everything is packed inside here. Don't do this at home. Inside this casing is a metallic anode and a cathode that function as the positive and negative poles. And between them is a non-conductive separator like graphite, which is there to prevent short circuiting. And all of this is sitting inside an electrolyte solution, which aids in the transfer of ions between the anode and the cathode. So because of this design, lithium batteries can discharge and recharge more efficiently than standard batteries. But there is a trade-off. The solvent in the electrolyte solution, it's very flammable. And with the anode and cathode packed so tightly together, check out what happens when I do this. So what happens when I punctured the outer case, I short-circuited the anode and the cathode, and I exposed the solvent to oxygen. And what happens when we get air, fuel, and then spark? You get a little fire. And that fire shot right under my gosh dang face. Did you see me flail like that? I was tight as hell. Put that on a t-shirt. So if a car that has these batteries get in a crash, that whole battery pack can bend, crack, or get punctured, exposing that solvent to the oxygen, creating a short between the anode and the cathode, and getting exactly what we got here. But there are also other ways which these things can ignite without being punctured, and that's with heat. So in this case, the heat from the fire causes the electrolyte solution to expand and emit gases. That creates pressure, which ruptures the battery's case. When that happens, the flammable solvent explodes out of the case and ignites when it hits the flame. But even if there wasn't a flame present, excess heat can still cause a battery to ignite because the solvent's auto-ignition temperature is less than 800 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that solvent reaches that temperature, it will ignite as soon as it comes in contact with oxygen. No flame or spark necessary. So if just one of these cells can cause this much chaos, imagine the potential of 8,000 of these packed tightly together, just like in a Tesla Model S Plaid. If even one cell is damaged and ignites, it can cause the whole battery pack to burn for hours. That is called thermal runaway. The initial chemical reaction produces heat, causing more chemical reactions, which produce more heat, and so on and so forth. It's a snowball effect or a fireball effect. When you see those crazy videos of electric cars on fire, this is exactly what's happening. Luckily, EV manufacturers understand these risks, so battery packs are super reinforced. Tesla even installs a titanium underbody shield on some of its models to protect the battery from damage that could start a fire. But what makes EVs different is the fire risk even when there hasn't been a crash. Now, we've seen how a cell can auto-ignite simply from high temperature. And in very specific circumstances, a malfunction in an EV's charging system or cooling system could cause the batteries to overheat and lead to a fire. Now, every EV has temperature sensors and computers to prevent these things from overheating, but that doesn't always work perfectly. So by now, you've probably got a pretty good idea of how volatile an EV fire can be. And you might be wondering, well, how hard is it to put out? Can't you just douse it with a whole bunch of water? Unfortunately, it's not that easy. The techniques for fighting an EV fire are extremely complicated compared to a gasoline-powered car fire. Now, a standard car fire is primarily fueled by interior parts like plastic and upholstery, and it's pretty easy to douse them in water, which suffocates the fire. But in an EV fire, the battery pack and all of its flammable cells are buried somewhere deep inside the car, making it really, really hard to smother the flame. But that's not even the worst of it, because fighting a battery fire isn't about suffocating an open flame. It requires stopping that thermal runaway reaction. So even if you put the fire out, if the battery is still hot, it'll keep reigniting as long as there are still cells left to burn. And this can happen days, even weeks after the fire first started, because even though a fire appears to be out, there can still be a chemical reaction producing heat. So stopping an EV fire requires the battery to be directly cooled with a lot of water, about 10 times the amount it takes to extinguish an ordinary vehicle fire. And not all cars have the same battery configuration. So when firefighters get to the scene, they have to respond specifically to the exact model of vehicle on fire. So for example, this is something a first responder would have on them when they go to fight a fire if, for example, a Model S is on the road in flames. So it gives you locations of where the battery and all the wiring are, so they know where to shoot their nice cold water. So you can see that's not easy. And more EVs are showing up on the roads every day, so our fire departments are putting in a lot of work to stay prepared.
But talking about it is one thing. I want to know how an actual firefighter deals with an electric vehicle fire. So I came to the El Camino Fire Academy, and I got Jeff here. He's going to walk me through the process. Okay, Jeff, so you get a 911 call. It comes in, you got an electric vehicle fire on the side of the road. What do you need to put this fire out?
So first and foremost, we always make sure that we have our personal protective gear on. That includes our helmet, our jacket, our pants, our boots, gloves, and our hood. On top of that, we're also going to have our SCBA, our self-contained breathing apparatus. That's our air pack. That helps us breathe clean air instead of breathing any of the toxins that are coming from the fire.
So how long does it take to put out a EV fire compared to a standard car fire?
If it's a regular car, you're looking on approximately a 5-minute fire with about 500 to 750 gallons of water to put it out. If it's an electric though, we're talking it could go up to 3 hours, probably 2,500 to 25,000 gallons of water.
So how would you find out where the battery would be on a specific car like this?
Some engines, some departments may carry a book on specifics on where everything is on an electric fire since they're becoming more and more common on the roadways. If we didn't have that, we'd literally be looking around the car and trying to figure out where it's at.
So do you guys have everything you need to fight EV fires?
Well, it'd be great, especially being at a college where we're teaching the future of the fire service, having access to more electric vehicles on campus so we can walk through it, we can take things apart, we can show where certain safety aspects of the vehicle are. Another great thing that we would need is just education. You know, having the resources, having manuals, having the manufacturers provide this material to us, showing us where things are of concern, where we should be most worried about.
So do EVs worry you, or you think they're all right on the roads?
I think they're all right on the roads, but I think more importantly, we just need to be educated on it.
Yeah.
So they don't worry me any more than others. I know it's going to be a longer fire, most likely than a regular car fire.
Dude, firefighters are sick as heck. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I want to thank the El Camino Fire Academy as well for letting us come out here, shoot this stuff. Fire trucks are cool, man. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. Follow me. I got a TikTok, Jeremiah Jurton. Hit me up. Till next week. Later.